How do you foster that level of fearlessness within the business?
Well, I think you have to do it by example, and you know, I'm either fearless or reckless. I'm not quite sure. You know, I guess I'll work that out when I grow up eventually. But you know, at the end of the day, I think I worry about the things I can't control. You know, if something's out of my control, I can worry about that. Anything in my control, it's just a matter of time and planning and execution, and working things out. And there's always a solution. You know, I think I learned that when I was studying composition. You know, at music college, because you can be blocked and have a small idea and not get anywhere, but you either then produce nothing or you get the pencil out and you keep working the same principal ideas into something bigger until you get something. And I think that sort of intellectual exercise, you know, is on that intellectual sort of heavy lifting, I think is one of the best examples in business. And also I think when I studied music before business, I'm probably more qualified as a piano teacher than I am a businessman, and but didn't earn as much as a musician as I have in business, obviously. But you know, I think you also take such responsibility for yourself, because when you're a musician, you can't blame anyone else for your performance, for you know, for anything. And whereas in business, you can blame a whole structure and blame everybody else if you want. But I think that sort of independence of creativity, limitless creativity, pushing yourself. And never accepting anything other than exactly what you want to achieve. You know, I think they're the things that, you know, can inspire people, can drive people, because at the end of the day, you know, they've got to help themselves, and then everything you can show people that inspires them to take responsibility for themselves. And that's not just about doing it all yourself. It's about sometimes getting the right advice, but pushing people, knocking doors, saying I need help with this, understanding, doing the heavy lifting. Take finance, for example. I see so many people produce poor forecasts, or you know, never really get their head around the finance and say it's not my thing. Well, you can't even instruct a CFO if you don't understand what they've got to do. So you pick up a couple of books, you learn about accounting, you learn about your P&L, balance sheet, cash flow forecast, income statement, accounts. You have to learn about it all, and it's a bit like using law. You know, a lawyer is useless if they have a bad brief, and if you don't understand the basic principles of commercial law, transactional law, contractual law. If you don't understand the basis of that, you can't even brief a lawyer. So I think that again comes down to that sort of heavy lifting, intellectual exercise, and making sure you take responsibility for your own persona and what you are.